one person changes, great things can happen in this country. The seeds which we planted are still sprouting in time, because these are not easy things to do, will have an effect on this nation. Living together in peace has always loka samasta sukhino bhavantu.
The man who has walked the length and breadth of the country with a single motive of uniting people of India. Today we have M, as he calls himself. We just saw a phenomenal movie which talks about your work in life, sir. And it's been almost a decade after such a long walk of over 7,000 kilometers. How much in today's time and age do you think Bharat has changed?
First of all, thank you for all this what you said before. I personally feel that there has been a lot of change, even though the change is not so visible outside. The seeds which we planted are still sprouting in time, because these are not easy things to do, will have an effect on this nation. Because this is nothing new. In the ancient philosophy that exists in this country, living together in peace has always loka samasta sukhino bhavantu has been there, but it has been swept under the carpet many times. Our attempt was to remove the carpet and dust it and get it out, and I think in some way we have had an impact. It will take time before it matures.
Absolutely. Can you talk a little about the experience? We saw it all in the movie, but what change has it brought personally in your life?
In my life,
Yes.
first of all, when I started the walk, I thought that I knew many things about this country. After the walk, I found out that I knew very little about this country. So, more than contributing to this, to the public, to the people of this country, I think the biggest thing was we learned many lessons ourselves. It was more a learning process than a giving process. And that learning has today changed me into even a better person than when I started my walk. And I think, therefore, all who walked with me might have experienced this in some way.
That is indeed brilliant. Uh, the look in the current situation of this country where people still are not very comfortable, even till today's date, in terms of, religion, there's so much of caste dialogue in politics. Where do you think this intersection stands, and do you feel there is still some work left in this country to be done?
Very much. I would say that the common man is the solution, not people in any other profession or politics. It's the common man who is the solution. Because after all, even politicians are human beings who take on politics, right? So the human element is there somewhere in every one of us. Except that the politicians are in a place where they have power to wield. So if you can change a few of those hearts, much can happen, more than what we can do without being in power.
Correct.
This always was there, you know. In ancient times, you will see great kings had rishis with them. Why did they have the rishis? Because the rishis' impact was translated into action by the rulers. So, I think this is what we are trying to do. Not only affect the common man, but to affect the people who are in power so that things happen slowly. It's not easy, especially in electoral politics. It's not easy. But if one person changes, great things can happen in this country.
Absolutely. Uh, this entire walk has affected not just millions in the country, but obviously across the globe.
Yes.
We did notice a lot of intersections and various people you met, but you also visited some of the very sensitive places in the country, and Godhra being one of them.
Yeah.
We could see it in the documentary where the fear was right in the eyes, But considering you, who was born in a Muslim family and now an amalgamation of, regardless of religion, caste, and creed, was there no fear inside you?
I had absolutely no fear because my mission was to bring about this change. And if in the process somebody shot me or threw something in, it doesn't matter. I think the peace movement would have worked better if I died there. Seriously. But, so I was not afraid. Look, I have this understanding that the body dies, but the inner being is never dies because it was never born. This is my inner experience. So the body doesn't matter. This was the thought with which I walked. In fact, many people warned me just after Godhra, don't walk. I talked to the bureaucrats who were in charge at that time when the incidents happened, and they also told me, be careful, don't walk. I said, look, we have come this up to here. I'm going to walk. And we walked to the same street where the Ganpati procession took place, and many times there have been communal problems there. Nothing happened because I was ready to share a cup of tea with whoever came near me. Things can change. We have to be determined to do it and not care for your life.
That's indeed a learning for all of us. The very last question, 5 things we are missing in the modern life that you think we need to bring back to make this world a better place.
Not 5 things, I think one thing only we need to look at, which is that we are all born from the womb of a mother, primary. So we cannot be so different. Although as we grow up, depending on our environment, we change. All of us have one nose, 2 eyes, 2 ears and one mouth and 2 hands and 2 feet. Nobody has anything other than that. That itself shows that basically we are one organism. If we can keep reminding ourselves of this, we can live in this world, work, take care of our livelihood, but not create problems for ourselves and for others. One thing is that humanity is one.